Good morning, everyone. This is presentation module 8. Before we present module 8, let's do a quick recap of what are the new features in module 8. We added session management, cookie-based token with 24-hour TTL, time to leave, transaction system, link transactions to agent with validation, visual reports, bar and line charts using Recharts, cascading deletes, remove agent, remove all their transactions so we don't have orphan transactions in the database, toast notification, top right positioned, user-friendly feedback. Enhance agent table, email and sales column added, confirmation models, prevent accidental actions, and protected routes, session validation on every page. Okay, so we're starting demo of module A with the session management, the login page. It's been added. It's authentication and session management. Features email and password login with session tokens. It's a clean login page with email and password fields. And on success, create a session token, save to a cookie, and then redirects to the dashboard. On failure shows the toast error notification. So session management is 24-hour cookie expiration, transaction processing also with agent linking, visual report and charts. So let's start this by switching to our code page, and we're gonna start working through the code. But first, we are going to query our Mongo database live, the sessions. And as you can see right now, yes, so right now there are only 2 sessions. Both of them are already expired. So which means when we log in through the admin page, again, through the login page, we're going to create a new session. Okay, so let's switch to the browser and start doing the login, which we need to do that. And also, by the way, I only have one login. Let's use the password, and okay, so let's log in, and that should be a successful login. And as you can see, we're presented with the agent management, transaction management, and the report section. But before we go into more details, let's go back to our code and let's do the walkthrough of the code. And so, but before we even do that, let's query the session database. Again, this is the MongoDB database. We're gonna query live, and as you can see, there is a new session, right? That's the one we just created, and this is the login name. Okay, so let's start walking through the code and understand what's going on. When we do the form submission with the session creation, this is the code that handles that portion of the login, which is what I showed before, login user with email and password, and then redirects that to create your, if you don't have a successful login, then you will have to create one. And step 2 is create the session with the user ID, which you see here at the bottom. That's the new session we just created when we log in. And step 3 saves the session, token, and the user data in the cookies, and shows us success and navigate. So this is all the session creation, and the expiration day is 1 day, or the time to leave is 1 day, 24 hours, as you can see. It has a created at an expiration date, so it lived for 24 hours. So that session is only good for 24 hours. Create session with TTL. Here is the code that handles that portion. Create the session object with the 24-hour expiration. Save it into the MongoDB. And again, this is our MongoDB live. This is a live query from our MongoDB session collections, right? So we just created this session as we logged in. So the database, let's go and understand the database schema. So the session with the TTL for auto expirations. The TTL index, it has an auto delete after this, right? And the key point here is MongoDB TTL index automatically remove expired sessions after this 24-hour is expired, right? And we have protected route session validation features. So all routes except the login are protected. Invalid session redirects to login, and valid session shows the actual content. And this is the validate session on every protected page. No valid session it redirects you to the login page. Valid session, sets the user. This is the validate session section of the code with the token with the backend. Ask the backend if token is still valid. If so, then you're good to go. Check if the token exists and it hasn't expired. So those are the two values that it needs to be checked out. Now this is the card configuration. So we're gonna go back to the browser and we're gonna look at the card configuration. This is our agent management, the first one, list of all agents, and the path is the agent, obviously, and agent management. That's the button name. The title for the transaction management and list of all transactions and transaction form, and then the report section. So again, this page is handled by this piece of the code right here. Okay, so let's go back to the browser because we're gonna be doing some live demos. Again, nothing is edited here; it's all live. So I just sometimes I need people to be patient. So left side is the form to create new transactions, and the right side we have the last 10 transactions. So let's start doing a basic demo, right? So let's go to agent management. Let's click on agent management. As you see, I have already populated this with a couple of agents, right? Let's edit one of the agent and let's see if it works. Let's capitalize the first name and leave everything else as it is. Now we're gonna save the agent record, and as you can see, we have the confirmation dots saying, are you sure you want to update this agent? So we confirm. This is a safe way to save, to update data, right? Okay, so this is new feature that we added in module 8. We confirm, and the agent updated successfully. We see the model here, the Toastify. Okay. Now let's edit another agent. Michael, let's also capitalize his first name and his last name in this case. And let's save the agent, and again the same. We are being informed that you want to update this agent and you have to confirm or cancel, and we confirm, and we see here that the agent, the confirmation model before submission, right? And all right, so let's let's go to the home and let's go to transaction management. This is also new. Transaction management is supposed to show 10 the recent transaction, the last 10 transactions. So let's create a new transaction. Amount is 34, and the agent, let's give it to Michael and submit that transaction. And again, we have the models asking, are you sure you want to process this transaction? We confirm it, and now you can see how things reorganize again. That's the agent transaction, and let's do another one. 45, and this, let's give it to Lionel and submit that transaction the same. And as you can see, we only keep the 10 transactions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is what we're supposed to do. Keep 10 transactions. So last 10 transactions displayed and the drop down shows all the available agents, and the confirmation modal also works before submission. So this is across all the pages. All right, so let's show the code for that part. This is our validation before showing the models, and show confirmation, as you've seen before. Submit transaction after confirmation. It goes into the transaction tables and or schema or collections. Okay, so let's go to the backend and save transactions with validations. The amount, let's check this. Validate the amount. I forgot to validate that. Let's do that one. We need to validate that the amount must be a positive number. Let's see if that is true. Let's go back to our browser and create a new transaction and enter a negative number, -1, and then let's choose an agent. Let's give it to me and submit the transaction and say value must be greater than or equal to 0, that one. So it gotta be a positive number. So only positive transactions are allowed. And if we change that to 10, and as you can see, got the models again coming up. Are you sure you want to process this transaction? Confirm it, done. So that part of the code works as expected. Let's go back to the code. So we verify. So that's that piece of the puzzle. So we create a transaction with the document. Transaction saved successfully, and so this is the code that gets the last 10 plus transactions, sorting and get all the agent for drop down, enhance the transaction with agent full names, something that we haven't had before. And now I added this functionality because I didn't like the unknown agents, or I didn't like to see transaction attached to either unknown or rocket elevator agent. So I decided to put some constraint in place. So the transaction schema has an agent reference right here, this reference agent. So by doing that, now we have referential integrity, right? So we added that so we don't have orphan transactions, right? When an agent is deleted, we don't want to see the transaction from that agent. So we're gonna check that right now. So, but basically that's what this code is doing. If an agent is deleted from the collection, from the agent's collection, then all its transactions should be also purged from the transactions schema, from the transaction table as well. So that way we are not reporting, we don't have orphan transactions without an agent. So let's go back to our browser window and see if that is true or not, if it is working or not. So let's go back to agent and let's delete an agent. Pick an agent. Who do we want to delete? Okay, sorry, Michael. It's gonna have to be Michael. So we're gonna delete Michael Jordan, and as you can see, this action cannot be undone. Reason being is because once the data is deleted, there is no way to put it back, unless you work with the backend in different ways. But we're not doing that here. So let's delete Michael Jordan, and agent Michael Jordan deleted successfully, as you can see here on the right hand side corner. So let's go back to transactions and see if we see the transaction being deleted. So Michael Jordan is no longer in our recent transactions. He's been gone, and all his transactions are also purged or deleted as well. So this way we only have true transactions in our transaction report. Okay, so let's go back to the code. So basically that's what we're doing. We're making sure that there are no orphan transactions. Let's see what else we have here. So this is the fetch and process transaction data, process bar chart, and group by agent. This is a feature that it's been added recently. But before we do that, let's go back to our browser, and let me see what else is there that we need to showcase. Excuse me. Let's go to home. We're gonna see the report section. This is our graphical report of all the transactions. Let's click on it, and as you can see, there is this unknown one, but the only reason why we had that unknown is because before I implemented the delete transaction module, I have this previous old transaction from previous testing, so that's the only reason why that's there. But we can also get rid of that. Let me see if we can go to the code. Let's go back to the code for a little bit, and let's see transaction here. Let's query our MongoDB database and look for that transaction. What was the number? I forgot exactly that unknown. It's agent and it's 12. It's a $12 transaction, so I'll bet you it's this one. So let's get rid of that one, and let's see if that fixes the problem. Right? Again, that transaction is an old transaction. As you can see in the date, it's from previous testing that I was doing before. It's from the 10th, from the 31st. I'm sorry, 2025, 10/31st. So let's delete and see if that that helps. Okay, so it's gone. So that transaction shouldn't be there anymore. And let's refresh our page, and hopefully it'll be gone. Hopefully, let's go back to our browser, and let's go back to agents, and let me go back to transactions, home, refresh it, our report. Hopefully now we don't see that unknown anymore. Okay, perfect. That works like a charm. Okay, so you only have transaction. Oh, look at me, I'm close to 400. So you only have true transactions, right, from agents that exist in the database that haven't been deleted. So each one of these agents, they do have a transaction associated to it. Okay, perfect. Everything works really well. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in module 9. Have a good day.